pipe smoking, tobacco, alcohol, brothers chilling out and having a good time, laughter.
Well, how else are you gonna, enjoy a nice bourbon?
And you kind of went
had it.
animalistic on tobacco buying, haven't you?
And the Rocky Patel, pure and simple. I don't know, that thing just tastes so good.
Good aficionados, and welcome to another Great Lakes podcast show. We are excited tonight. We got a special guest, and we also have a studio full of wonderful pipe aficionados. And we'll get to them a little bit later, and we're excited to have the house full tonight, guys and ladies, of course. And again, thank you for joining us. The show is getting bigger. There's a lot more people joining us, and we are excited. For all you newbies and others outside of the US of A, you international fans, thank you for coming on board. Just a little introduction of who we are. We are, I'll get back to my brother. He just went out there. My name is Ron Pecorini. And tonight you won't hear much, but behind the scenes, the madness, the technical guru, Kyle Gesso, will be running the information and the background. And yeah, we got speakers coming on all over the place. How about doing this? Gesso. We'll just take that fire down, and we're listening to everything here.
Kill that.
I'm trying to kill it, brother. But
Just turn it off.
Just turn it off. There you go. It got power down and out.
Throw it out your window.
If I throw it out the window, I'm going to hit Teresa's face. She's got a face right in there listening. So this is my brother, Bob Pecorini.
How you doing, folks?
Hey, Bob.
And,
How you doing, Josh?
Josh, hello. And then the man down in Florida right now, the chooch specialist, the man who loves to try to give away a pipe each and every single week, Cousin Frank.
How are you guys?
Hey, Frank.
And we have an audience here. We have other club members here. You
Yes, we
turn that
do.
computer around?
Well, no, it's right moving right now, but we do have in the house the ex-president of the Chicago Pipe Club, Alan Boyd, is in the house. Hey. And we also have in the house one of the regulars lately, Jeff Rice. He's checking in. Yes, he is. He's there, and folks also have in the house. Oh my God!
Whoa. The echo in here is incredible.
It's just unbelievable.
Shut it off.
How many speakers you got going over there?
I told you to throw it out the window, but
You know
nobody
what?
listens.
I know, but I'll be throwing it at my wife's face. Yeah. I don't think she like that. Oh man!
Hey, happy belated anniversary, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, for both of them, actually. Frank's was the yesterday,
A couple of days ago.
and so was Bob and Mary's.
Yeah.
So it's a July house over here of anniversaries. Anyway, talking about the special guest, folks, we do have the general manager of Arango Cigars, Mr. Josh Weiser. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you guys?
Oh,
Doing
great.
good,
Now
man.
that
Doing
you're here,
good.
we're doing even better. So thank you very much for finding some time out of your busy schedule and joining us. And we are super pumped for having you.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in a while, man.
It has been a while. I'd like to say thank you for having me on and for not giving up.
Right. We gotta chase you. I mean,
We're
It's been-
feeling the love.
Oh, you hear that, right? Yeah, it's almost a year since we've seen you.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, I think so. Right?
No, we're in Arlington last the Christmas party.
November.
Weren't you at the
November,
Christmas
right?
party?
Yeah, right.
Remember, Bobby? That was back when you had your sex change on.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Bob's sex
So
change
that was last
operation.
year. Nevertheless, November was last year.
I had a full beard last time you saw me. This is my
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah.
This is my COVID look.
That's
Oh,
all right.
okay.
You look young. It's a good one. But again, thank you for coming on. And tonight's specialty will be basically pipes and the tobacco that go along with it. And what is new in the Arango world? Things are
Well, there's a lot
generating.
Arango. They have more than just pipes and pipe tobacco.
Well, that's
so
our name, but
why don't
we
we
can
have
talk about
Josh
everything.
talk about everything that goes on with the company? We got a couple of hours.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you. Let's start with what's new. That's a great idea. We just partnered up with and acquired Eric Stokeby and fourth generation.
All right.
You guys, I think, interviewed him.
We just had him about 4 weeks ago. Yeah.
That's very exciting. Our relationship with him goes back, many years. Of course, with his father and his father Peter, and now with Eric, and even his son Max. We have a very good relationship with all the generations. So that's really exciting for us. We're the importer and distributor for all their products now. Their pipes, the pipes are made in Denmark by Petter Jeppesen, Nirup. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Nirup. Excellent pipes.
Yep.
And he basically has we have a full line of fourth gen products. We have some very nice leather goods. Just absolutely love them. And of course, all the tobaccos. Tobaccos are fantastic. They're made by McBaron in Denmark, and the line's been doing quite well for us. So I think that was a good idea to take that on. And,
yeah, it's very good tobacco. I've tried 3 of the different ones so far, and I loved all 3 of them.
About the fourth
Fourth generation,
Yeah,
very good. Yeah. So you picked up a good winner there.
Yeah.
Well, we always wanted him. We always had like I said, a good relationship with the family. So this was a good move for everybody. We're all happy. So he'll basically be working for us now and promoting his brand, primarily the fourth generation brand, but also we're gonna help him. We're gonna make him do some of our other brands as well, because I mean, he has pipe tobacco and nicotine running through his veins. I mean, since the womb. I mean, fourth generation. He's the fourth generation. So his great grandfather was in the pipe tobacco business. So this is truly, I mean, you can't get better, really, and just the nicest guy. Just the nicest guy.
Well,
Very nice
we
person.
talked to him. We talked about the 5th generation with Max. And matter of fact, I got Max's number, and I'm going to be reaching out to him so we can try to get Max on soon too. And,
But he's working for us now. He's producing tobaccos for us.
You weren't supposed to say that, man. I mean, that's off the boat stuff. All right.
Speaking of off the boat, I'm very lucky because every once in a while a tin of tobacco falls off of our shelves.
Oh,
And if it happens to get stepped on, it's a horrible thing. You can just imagine.
Yeah.
And
what's the dent in it? Nobody wants to buy it.
it's horrible. Just so this one, you could see the little dent.
Oh,
I mean, who's gonna want to buy that? I mean, it's just
nobody.
it's horrible.
I
Just
wouldn't even want to
horrible.
smoke it with that dent. I don't know what's going to happen now.
I could pick it up and bring it to the Grays Lake dump.
But
Hey,
all
Josh,
kidding aside,
I got a disposal site for you on that. It's up here in Wakanda. I'll give you the address later. You can dispose of it here.
well, let me plug this stuff. No pun intended, because it is kind of a plug. Anyway, this is just excellent tobacco. This is Freiburg and Traer Special Brown Flake. I don't know if you could see this. It's just
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
Looks very nice.
I'll show you.
just delicious.
What's the name of it again? Jeff didn't hear you.
Freiburg and Traer.
Oh, okay. Freiburg.
Made from the Kohlhausen Kopp people in Germany. Very, very, very good stuff. Speaking of Kohlhausen Kopp, that's another line that we took on. Oh, geez, it's been about a decade now. Holy cow.
Just gone a decade ago.
Time
Okay.
flies, huh?
Boy. And you were just like, what, 18?
Maybe 16. Yeah. Kohlhaas and Kopp, for those of you who aren't familiar, they do quite a few different blends. You know, a lot of the blends that all of us smoke only come out of a small group of factories. I don't think most consumers are aware of that. It's very similar to like clothing or gym shoes or whatever. There isn't like 100 different people necessarily making all these different blends. There's just a small amount of people making blends. And I'd like to rattle off just a few of those brands, if you guys don't mind,
Absolutely.
that come out of Germany.
No, because we're going to ask you to talk to them personally and get them to sponsor us so we can talk more about it.
So I'll pass you on to them, and they'll say, "Talk to Josh."
Okay. Don't speak die Deutsch. There you go.
Actually, I think they speak every language. They're amazing. They really are. Some of the brands that are very popular here that we import from Germany are Astley's, and they just started doing some of the new Chacombe blends for us as well. We already had 3 Chacombe blends that were made by C&D, and now Kohlhaas is making 4 more blends, primarily for the European market. But we snuck it through because we were able to grandfather the FDA blends.
Very good.
Yeah, we got lucky. Of course, they do Freiburg and Traer, which I just mentioned. They do the McConnells. They do Peter Heinrich, Rattrays, and some of the Wessex blends. Those are all the blends that we get from Germany.
Nice.
Out of the ones I just mentioned, I would probably have to say Rattrays is the most popular by far. Yeah. Rattrays has just been around forever, and they're pretty solid.
It's been making a comeback.
And Wessex, I think, is probably second. I would think so.
Wessex and McConnell's probably are tied for second place. I just off the top of my head, I'd have to say. Some of the Wessex blends that we have are actually made by Sutliff. They're not just a few of them, but the popular ones, of course, are from Germany. So, that's been a really cool thing. And actually, how we acquired the Kohlhaas and Kopp line is, I don't know if you guys remember, 10, 12 years ago, there was a group out of Atlanta called XYZ Direct. They used to be at the Chicago Pipe Show. They were over in the corner. Well, it would have been a long time ago, but we acquired XYZ Direct.
Oh, okay. Nice.
That was a decade ago, roughly. And Kohlhaas was one of the lines. Rattrays pipes were another line, which we don't have anymore. Maestro de Paya, Chacombe. Those were all the lines that we acquired when we acquired XYZ Direct. Wow. So before then, we acquired
Maestro de Payas are really nice pipes.
Yeah. Well, he's had some problems with quality, but I think he has the potential to do much better, and I think he will. Maestro de Paya is a line we don't carry anymore either. Unfortunately, there was some quality issues. This is going back a handful of years, but before then, I don't remember the exact timing. I want to say it's been about 14, 15 years. Of course, we acquired the distribution for Eric Nording in the Nording pipes, and that by far is our bestseller.
Beautiful pipes. Beautiful pipes.
And they just sell really, really well. And Eric Nording is just a fantastic guy. The whole Nording family is involved.
They got a what?
They have a good price point.
Yeah, there you go.
They do.
The Nordings are right at the top.
They're at the sweet spot.
The mid-range pipes and right at the bottom of the high-range pipes, and it's a good pipe at a good price.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Let's see. Around that same time, we acquired Tinderbox Wholesale. Who remembers Tinderbox stores? Anybody?
You're giving your age away.
Wow, must be the gray.
That's going back away.
Yeah, it is.
Geez, I hate to say it like that, but let's call it what it is. There are Tinderbox stores left. I
really?
don't know
Where?
Yeah.
Where? Around here?
Rockford.
Rockford?
Really?
Rockford. That's the only one I could think of off the top of my head around here.
At the Timepiece Shopping Center for all you Rockford people.
There you go.
There you
And
go.
that store is gorgeous. He also has a real nice selection of wines. He's a Vino 100 store as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He has everything you need. He's got all kinds of craft bourbons and some nice wines, and of course he has a full boat of cigars and pipes and pipe tobacco, as you would expect.
Sounds like a place I might have to visit.
Absolutely,
Bob, and I
absolutely.
think they actually have lederhosen in your size.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, sorry about that, folks. With some laughter. And we always promised you laughter on this show. If you followed and been with us, we love a good laugh.
But what?
Hey, Josh.
They don't sell their own pipe, right? Sorry.
Okay, funny you should say that. Their pipe brand, their own in-house pipe brand for many years was Ascorti.
Ascorti.
And when a lot of the tinderboxes, yeah, me too. I'm smoking. This is an Ascorti. A lot of the tinderboxes, as they either went out of business or they changed ownership or they changed name of the business, they weren't obligated to buy the tinderbox brands anymore. And Ascorti was a tinderbox brand. Like I said, everything's 10 years with me. About 10, 12 years ago, we resurrected the Ascorti name. People thought that they went out of business, and they didn't go out of business. They were still making Caminetto. Caminetto is made by the same exact family.
Another wonderful pipe.
Another wonderful pipe. Same family was making that pipe, same workshop and everything. That's changed now, but it was really nice to get Ascorti back where it was, what it was doing. Of course, none of the real high-end handmade pipes sell like they did in the 70s.
Yeah.
But most people who are smoking them now, who are smoking a lot of pipes, weren't necessarily even born yet. So when we talk about the 70s, it's not let's see, I was born in 80. No.
The 70s to me was just like a couple of days ago, man.
I was a kid.
That was a couple of trips ago for Bob.
Yeah.
The mushrooms tasted better.
I was smoking a different kind of pipe back then.
Hey, Josh,
Everybody was.
Josh, you got to tell your neighbor he has to work the fence line better.
Oh, sorry. I actually, this is a brand new computer. I just got it today. So you're taking my virginity for this computer, if you will.
That's all we're going to take. Don't worry about it. Keep the cherry bombs to yourself. It's all good.
I'm glad it all worked out. I got it set up just in time to come. Because, on an iPad, it's fine for Zoom, but not when you're on it for a long time. So,
No.
Right.
The iPads are great, but a regular old PC is still phenomenal.
Yeah, that it is. And I got to get a new one myself because there's a lot of things that we want to do technology-wise and all that kind of stuff. See, like Frank's got all those pipes in the background, and
Yeah.
and Kyle's usually sitting at the bar, and not tonight,
Right.
but it's way of bringing you all. This is our studio. This is the smoke room, so I don't
This is
worry.
the other my other room.
Oh yeah, there you go. Frank going high.
Frank doesn't have too many friends, as you can see.
He's
As
a
you
loner.
can see, I'm social distancing.
This is my smoke room.
It works. See, it's getting a little windy there. Hopefully, you don't blow any hair off the top. That's okay.
But Ascorti makes some
None of
very
us have hair.
fine pipes, though, right now.
This is the Bald Man Show.
Except for Kyle.
So I got to tell you, hold on, Bob, just a sec. I got to tell you, I found a beer that I didn't think I'd like, but you guys got to see this. Is
Two brothers.
Wizard
Staff.
staff.
I never
Wizard
heard of
Staff.
it.
What is that? What do you taste?
Is it an IPA?
It's a light IPA.
Okay, good.
The light IPA. I'm not a big IPA fan, but
Me too.
I tell you, Two Brothers is a local company. They're here in Warrenville, I think, and they make some very good beers. But this is one of the better ones that I found that I actually enjoy drinking.
Oh, they're all good.
I don't know. The IPAs are too hoppy for me. I don't know.
This me too. Me too. But this one's okay.
Just
one's good.
just
Alright.
this past weekend, I was at the brewery in Lake Zurich, Phase 3, and they had a mango chantilly milkshake IPA that was absolutely delicious. I've been told that the strawberry milkshake chantilly IPA is the bomb, but mango one was just as good too.
What was the name of the brewery?
What's the name of the place?
Chantilly lace.
Phase 3.
On a pretty face.
yeah. Phase 3 in Lake Zurich.
All right,
Phase
all right.
3.
I'll have to check it out.
Where's that around?
It's like in the industrial area in Lake Zurich.
Okay.
It's like
All right.
it's way off the
Thank
beaten
you,
path,
They didn't
and
bring one for everybody.
if you aren't looking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it, you'll never know that it's there.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Keep that one for yourself.
Very good.
No.
Very good. All right. So anyway, Josh, getting back to you,
I don't know.
can you tell our newbies a little bit about
Beer?
how'd you get involved? Yes,
You want a
please.
beer?
That sounds great. How you basically got involved in the industry yourself as a young man, and how you made it just about to the top here of Arango.
It's really not that impressive of a story.
Oh yes, it could be. It could
No, that
be.
means he doesn't want to talk about it, you see?
I started in this
When did
business when
you
I
get
was
out of
8.
the joint? How old were you?
Did he
You
say?
got early work release program.
That's right. Let's see. I was working at Ed DeBevick's in Deerfield. I was one of the opening crew back in '86. You guys remember Ed DeBevick's on Lake Cook Road in Deerfield? The original one was downtown Chicago.
Yep.
So that would have been, I want to say around '86. And I really wanted to be in a hotel restaurant management. I come from a very poor family. So, college was like a pipe dream. And, I did go for a couple of years, but we didn't really, we knew it wasn't possible unless we got good grades and all that. So for me, it was always going to be, a blue collar job of some kind or just working my ass off, which I did. I had 3-4 jobs at one time, and I was looking for a job during the summer. And my mother's 4th or 5th husband, can't remember. Anyway,
Wow. Okay.
his son-in-law was actually running the souvenir shop at Wrigley Field. And he also was in charge of the vendors, the pop vendors and the beer vendors. So I wanted to get a job, vending beer, because I wanted to make some money, a little extra money, but I wasn't 21 yet. So he said, you could be a pop vendor, but you have to be at every single game.
A pot vendor?
Yeah, soda pop.
Soda pop,
pop.
not
I just said a pot vendor.
Pop singers in the 70s.
I can't drink, but you can do dupes.
That's outside of Wrigley.
Well, I tell you to get your mind out of the gutter, but apparently it's attached to your body. So I don't know what to know.
Now you're asking him to leave the neighborhood.
So working in the restaurant business at the time, as any of you know, working any retail business, you can't guarantee you could be anywhere all the time.
No.
You're working double shifts and swing shifts and all that. So he said, well, I know this little cigar company in Skokie, Illinois, that looks for help around the holiday season. This happened. So I went in there and interviewed, and they hired me the same day. And I was a box schlepper, just working in a warehouse. I started when I was 18 years old. That's basically it. And then it's owned by Arango Cigar Company. Back then it was called Jose Arango Cigar Company. Yes, there was an actual man named Jose Arango. They called him Joe. The current family that owns it now is the Gold family. Jerry Gold bought it from the Arango family in the early 70s. And
I didn't think Mike had that for that long. That's
it's been in the family since the 70s. And Mike Gold came on, I want to say in the early 80s, sometime 83, 84, around there. Jerry Gold was partners with Joe Arango for a while. And then when Joe Arango passed, Jerry Gold bought it from, the family. And it was back then when he bought it, I think it was in Evanston. And then they moved it to Skokie, and Michael and Jerry Gold, his father, were basically running the company. Jerry Gold's out. He retired a while ago. So Mike and his sister Cindy are basically the primary owners of Arango now. But back then, I want to say in the early 90s, this was before the cigar boom. Cindy was running the office. She went out, she got pregnant, and her husband had his own business, so she didn't have to work anymore. So she stayed at home, and they asked me to fill in for her. So I basically went from schlepping boxes in the warehouse to becoming the office manager.
A big step.
That's nice, man. That's
Do we were
pretty
dressed too or what?
Although I was only one of two people in the office, but we don't have to talk about that.
It's all good.
At least he didn't have to sleep with the boss.
Yeah, and that's how it started. Now that was quite some time ago, so you can imagine that was I got to see the business during the cigar boom. I got to see it when Cigar Aficionado came out. We were in Skokie crawling on top of boxes to pick orders. That's how busy it was. I would get to work at 6 o'clock in the morning and work till 6 or 7 at night.
Wow.
3-4 days a week. I just did it. You didn't, you just do it.
Well, you were younger then. You could do it,
Yeah. Right.
By the way,
Exactly.
By the way, you got a big compliment from Goni Herrera of Gurkha.
Hey, Goni.
He said it was the best move they ever made by getting you there.
Goni is a true gentleman and a very good friend of mine. And I'm just glad he's still alive.
Oh, wow.
Hey, that old.
Wow. We didn't say it, Goni.
Yeah, it's got to be an inside joke. All right. We're all good. We're all good, Goni.
Yeah, he's definitely a good guy.
Yeah,
Goni works for Gurkha now. Goni had his own store. Oh, geez. I want to say it was in River Forest. For a while, it was called Cigar Oasis, I think.
Yes.
He's my mind.
On where?
My mind isn't.
Lake Street.
Lake Street.
Park. Yep, I know it.
Yep.
They might have moved since Goni had it, but yeah, that was Goni had his. Goni's a fireman also. He's a firefighter. I think he's retired now, but yeah. So he's working more now in the cigar business than he ever did in his life. That's kind of the inside joke. He was going to kind of take it easy and go and sell cigars, and he's working his ass off.
Good
Well,
happens.
he is, and we've had him on the show several times. He's come into studio. We absolutely enjoy his company and his knowledge, his history, his passion. Just one hell of a guy. You're right. Super, super
Yes.
nice. We always want to get him more, but we got to share with everybody else.
And a hell of a beard.
But,
He reminds me of the guy from ZZ Top, Gibbs. Got the same beard.
I haven't seen him in a while. Has it gotten a lot longer? I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty long.
I think it's more of like a Jerry Garcia.
No, it's long. It's definitely the Billy Gibbons look. And he swings the cigars around, right? When he talks.
He ties them off on his beard.
He's on Facebook enjoying. He's laughing up a storm. Thank you, guys. Thank you. No, thank you, Goni, for being in part of our lives.
Thank
We
you.
enjoy everything about you, buddy. But anyway, so you reached the top. You took into position here. And how many years have you been with Arango?
This will be this year. I think is 32. 32.
Oh, wow.
That's a long time. I guess
That's good.
they're going to keep me till I get it right. I don't know.
So this is a career move, huh?
In 3 more years, he gets to retire if he was a normal company. They're going to give you a golden box of cigars.
One golden cigar.
One golden
cigar,
cigar,
yeah.
right. If you stay another 5 years, you get 2. Just think about
Actually,
it.
just the band will be gold. Foil.
You know what's great about being in a cigar company? I talked a little bit about the cigar boom in the 90s. But I got to tell you guys, if it wasn't for cigar companies, pipes and pipe tobacco, they'd probably almost be dried up by now.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There was there was up until maybe 15 years ago, there was very little interest in continuing with pipes and pipe tobacco.
Wow.
I have to say, thanks to some of the online retailers, specifically like Sykes Wolford at smokingpipes.com, for making it more modern and technologically advanced. So people who enjoy pipes can actually look online and see a pipe. I know there were other people doing it, but he really did a good job pushing it forward. But I got to tell you, guy, I'm the only one in the company that's really a pipe guy, and so I've been smoking a pipe for 32 years, and I just love it. I'm like 50-50 cigar and pipe when I smoke. I go both ways. So watch it, Bob.
You walked into that one. I already had my answer. It's all good, sweetheart.
Oh wait, I'll take a very shameful plug here. This is a bourbon barrel tamper.
Oh, that's nice.
Handmade in Georgetown, Kentucky by a pipe maker named Brandon Brooks. You guys probably seen him at the Chicago pipe shows. The char is actually from the actual charring of a used bourbon barrel.
Nice.
These things are awesome. Awesome.
Brandon's out of Texas, isn't he?
Is Brandon out of Texas?
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know.
Confirmed. It's all good.
Does it
Like
still
that.
smell like
So,
bourbon?
now, do you suck on the tamper in between while you're smoking the pipe or what?
It's none of your business.
Yeah, you got a little personal, Alan, a little personal. But I'm going to give a plug to the Chicago Pipe Club, keeping the pipe life available here for 26 years we've been
I was
doing?
just gonna say that. I remember
26 years.
I was just gonna say that. I remember going to Chicago. I'm always the guy behind the scenes. You understand? I'm the guy who helps.
Like Kyle.
Exactly. So
Behind the curtain.
so I've been going to Chicago Pipe Club, Chicago Pipe Show. I don't know. It's got to be almost 30 years. I can't remember.
In the beginning.
We've been doing it for
26?
about 26.
26 years.
Okay.
Just to keep your numbers right.
And
Was one in Harvey? Was there one in Harvey?
yes, that was the first one. Well,
Okay.
that
Okay.
was the second one. The first one was Frank Burlow's garage.
No, I wasn't there.
And then we had, this is before my time, but I'm just regurgitating. I think it was, they had 2 years or 3 years in Frank's garage, and it got to be so big that we went to the hotel in Harvey.
No,
And then we were in Harvey
Okay.
1 year, and then Indian Lakes 1 year, and then since 2002 or 2001, we've been at Pheasant Run.
Wow.
And no longer at Pheasant Run.
And I've been a man behind the scenes myself at the Chicago Pipe Show for the last 13 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So we're trying to do everything we can on our end to keep the pipe industry going, and
Yes, you are.
enthusiasm, and trying to get people to get a free pipe. We offer a free pipe on our show. Cousin Frank does a segment called Stump the Chooch. Here we go. And this is a pipe from RNA Treasures down in Tampa, and
They're kind enough to give us pipes to give away.
Oh, very nice.
It is very nice. Yeah.
So Frank asked after your segment, we go on to a segment that Frank goes, and Facebook people can type in the winning question answers for that pipe. So we've been giving away pipes, and Tim
For about a
Garrity,
year and a half already.
yeah, and Tim Garrity from the Chicago Pipe Club also
Donates a lot.
Donates a lot of pipes.
Yeah, and the only unfortunate part is nobody's ever received a pipe.
I'm supposed to mail them out, but
That's not true. A lot of people got pipes. I go to the post office once a month. That's just it. So
to look at your picture.
too much information,
To
Josh.
see what the reward is up to.
Keep me out until you make $1 million. Then get me out, will you? We'll go sell.
This is a few years ago we acquired Music City Marketing out of Nashville, and one of their more popular lines is the I Am Corona lighters from Japan.
Yep. Okay.
In my opinion, the best lighter. Yeah, this is the old boy design, and these are very high quality lighters. Silicone gaskets and rings, brass tanks. There's no plastic inside of here. Of course, you have your little tamper that pulls out. You turn it, it locks into place. Or if you pull it out all the way, you have your little.
Oh, you got your pick. Nice.
And I also use the little edge of the tamper to take off the cap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To fill it up.
Exactly.
He's doing what he does. Yep.
Yes.
He's demonstrating it now. Very nice.
For those of you who don't know, and you can actually use the little tip if you want. For those of you who aren't familiar, use little tip to dial up and down the flame.
The flame, yeah.
Right, exactly. But in my opinion, I use it to light everything. They're fantastic, very high quality.
Adjustable flame, I gather.
Of course, absolutely.
That's what you say. You
absolutely.
Just turn it around and adjust it. Sweet.
Right.
What else new did you guys have throughout?
Well, I've actually been very busy the past couple of days. Speaking of Ascorti pipes, we just got a nice fresh batch of Ascortis in. Ascortis are, for those of you who aren't so familiar, there's different classifications of pipe. Ascortis are on the high end of the classification, but for the higher price pipes, they're still very reasonably priced. What I mean by higher classes, it's higher quality, meaning Ascortis are 100% handmade. Every part of the pipe, the mouthpiece is handmade, the pipe is handmade, everything is done by hand. Well, of course they use some machines, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Typically pipes that are lower priced, the mouthpieces are sitting in a bucket, and the blocks of wood are sitting in a bucket, and they're done by machines, and then they're hand dressed or hand finished together. And of course you're not going to pay $300 for a pipe like that typically, unless you're Kyle. But
Kyle, he's got your number.
Typically that would fall into the I hate to say it, but that would fall into like the Nording or Peterson or Savinelli type category. Not to point out, that's the price point that most of us are comfortable with, is the $100 to $150 price point. But if you really want a fine handmade pipe, you're going to have to shoot up to the $250, $300 price point. And that's the entry level. You know what I'm saying? You can get, but you know what? You're going to have it for the rest of your life, you cheap bastards. Go out and get yourself a high quality pipe and enjoy it and smoke it and add it to your rotation. That's what I say.
There you go.
Absolutely right.
Is Ascorti still making unique mouthpieces as far as color and contrast and
I'll be honest with you, not so much, but their son Tommy, Tommy took over Caminetto, and Tommy's making all the Caminettos. Even though they're Italian, he's doing quite a bit of production in Switzerland now.
Really?
But Tommy is moving forward with all the different kind of like I don't want to say young, but yeah, it's kind of a younger, fresher design. And that doesn't mean you can't be older. You understand what I'm trying to say. It's just, it's younger, fresher design, like something like this. This is actually a younger, fresher design, even though Roberto, his father, made it. I can tell that it's coming from the mind of his son.
Yeah. That's nice. Well, I have a bunch of Ascortis from the 70s.
Oh, okay.
That have the really cool deep purple mouthpiece.
Okay.
Or lime green mouthpieces.
I like those. I like that.
And I've been a fan from Ascortis of people saying, "Oh, they're no good." I love those.
No, I love them.
I love Ascortis. They've always been. I love a big bowl. I love
Yep.
some chunky wood, and they've always done it right.
Yes.
And what's been so cool about them, they do mouthpieces that were always loud. They were always unique in their shape,
It's a statement.
unique in their color.
Yeah, making a
aesthetics.
statement. There you
And
go.
they always kind of made a statement. It was really, that's what I always thought the Scorties were really cool that way, you know?
I like mine. I think it's one of my best pipes.
I
to tell
got
you the
about
truth.
10 of them.
And at Caminitos, I got the mustache pipe.
Oh, Caminos are
Oh man, they're
I'm tired of
wonderful.
black stems, to be
Wonderful
honest with
smoke.
you. I like color. That's where I've been. For most of the stuff that I'm looking at, I like to go with a color stem.
I'm gravitating more
Well, I
towards
think
the
they all-
acrylic bits because I'm tired of cleaning. I'm tired of those oxidations
Yeah.
that happen, and it's like pain in the
Me
ass.
too.
What?
Yeah.
Me too.
You're using the good German vulcanite. That's almost no issue.
Well, that's the problem is that they don't use that.
I don't know, even my old Dunhills and
The Scorties use acrylic.
Yeah.
So they don't mark
Mhm.
up. They don't add too much. Yeah.
every time I smoke it,
They
I
only use
see
acrylic.
the oxidation forming almost immediately. You know.
More and more pipe makers I've been hearing and listening to are moving towards acrylic. It's not as dirty and it's more environmentally friendly supposedly
It's
than
easier to work with.
vulcanite. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell, man, you can put it underneath your faucet to clean it if you wanted to. You know.
Well,
I know some guys put it in the dishwasher.
yeah, it doesn't
Really?
oxidize.
No, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of bonus. I mean, a lot of people complain about there's that mouthfeel difference, but to me, that's the least of my concerns.
I don't keep it in my mouth all the time. You know, I'm just a
I-
puffer and I
Again,
take it
I
out. So
agree.
Yeah.
I don't sense that difference
I mean,
really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree.
Bobby, did you say you're a fluffer?
He's a fluffer, all right.
Boy, folks, you're learning a lot about
Man,
Bob
oh,
tonight.
man, I'll tell you.
TMI.
Leave it to Jeff over here.
Nice clean family show.
Yeah,
Daddy, what's a fluffer?
Talk to your mom.
Uncle Jed's coming over later. And anyway, so that's pretty interesting with the Ascari. What else is anything new that you guys are bringing on board that people should know, or how can they get in touch with you guys if looking from the outside sales, and what can you do on the website? What about that? And tell us a little bit more that way.
We do have a full-blown website. If you go on the website, you won't be able to see prices or place an order until you register because we don't sell to consumers. Sorry, guys. We do sell to all the tobacco shops all over the country. We even sell into Canada and Puerto Rico and, of course, Alaska and Hawaii. That goes without saying.
Nothing in Europe?
No, Europe is very strict. So is Asia. That's a no-no for now.
Okay.
Arango's been pretty good. They've been around since 1932. We've done pretty well, staying kind of on the conservative side of not taking too many risks. But as the overall tobacco and cigar industry seems to be getting a little bit smaller and smaller, companies like us will continue to get smaller along with that piece of the pie, if you will. So you have to find a way, and this is for retailers, wholesalers, vendors, distributors, everybody. You have to find a way to keep your little piece of the pie the same, or hopefully try to grow it. And we think diversifying and carrying different products, but still staying within our portfolio is important.
Makes
So
sense.
the only new thing we've, like I already said, is fourth generation just happened a few months ago. That's brand new for us. So we're doing the best we can to
How are you
promote
finding
that.
sales on that, by the way?
Pardon?
Doing well in sales?
Yeah, we're happy with it. It's just it's a bummer that you take on a line and then COVID hits.
Well,
I mean, damn.
Yep.
The fourth generation's been around for what, 5-6 years now?
Since oh boy, sorry. I want to say 02.
Really?
I want to say 02. No. Sorry, 2012.
oh,
That's
okay.
better.
Yeah, I was going to say, I never
I
saw
want to say
it until
2012. I forgot we're in 2020.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to forget 2020, you know?
We,
Well,
we,
all they want to know is Baba Wawa, you know, talking about 2020 on Sunday nights, but that's it.
we had Eric Nording as a guest at the Chicago Pipe Club meeting, and I want to say it was probably around 2014 or so, and they came by. Well, it was actually Eric and his dad, and then they came by with the fourth generation that they were signing the tins and everything, and introducing us all to the line. But
That was Max and Eric.
Max, okay,
Yeah.
Because I had Eric sign a bunch of tins that I had. But yeah, it's a great line of tobacco.
Yeah,
Great
I
line.
agree.
Yep.
I agree.
I've gone through, I don't know, dozens of tins.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good line.
Which is your favorite?
Don't know. I don't have particular favorites. I have.
Everybody likes the 57 a lot, they say, and was it 18?
You're a lot of Kia guy.
So I'm a lot of.
He's going to go to the lot of Kia type.
Yeah,
Latakia or the Virginia Periques.
The Virginia is excellent.
Yeah,
Really good.
I steer away. I don't go.
Stay away from the freak.
Yeah.
A lot of people stay away from the Perique.
But yeah, it was a great line of tobacco, and bully for you.
That was a
Thank
fantastic
you.
pickup, Josh.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah, absolutely.
What a fine gentleman, and again, with a history, family history like that is amazing.
Yeah, and there was quite a few retailers out there that were holding off on the fourth gen line, and we were able to convince them to take it on. So thank goodness. Eric Stokeby, he lives in Charlotte.
Right. Yep.
Unlike the other vendors we do business with, which are all over the place, whether they're in France or Italy. Oh, that reminds me, France or Italy or Denmark, obviously, or Germany. It's nice to, even though the products are from overseas, it's nice to have him here in the States. And he's going to be, now that COVID's dying down a little bit, he's going to be traveling, and he already has his schedule up for me. So that's pretty cool.
When he was on with us, we mentioned the Richmond show. That's in October. And we asked him if he was going to attend, and he really wasn't aware that the show was going to be on. So when we said, as of now, the show is definitely going to be on, he said he was going to look into possibly going and being there.
We all will be.
We will be there.
Yep. Not only that, but enlighten them that we will be broadcasting from there.
Yes, we are going to do a show from there.
So maybe you guys could come down there too, talk to Sutliff, and maybe get a table booth as a vendor.
Or even pop by for the
You know,
podcast.
just saying, Josh.
It's a good idea.
Why not? We'll be there. We can get you back on the air. It's Friday and Saturday, the 2nd and 3rd. Matter of fact, Jeremy rented 250 rooms at the Omni Hotel, and he'll be having a shuttle back and forth to the factory.
So you don't have to worry about driving or parking or anything.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So if you want
book now, though, before those rooms go.
I'll make a note on that right now. It's a great idea. Thank you.
And Jeremy over at Sutliff, they're excellent hosts.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
they'll set you up with a table too. So you just got to get a hold of Jeremy there.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Jeremy from C&D is going to have a clinic along with Russ about blending. So we have two big blenders.
That's cool.
Doing clinics.
George.
Jeremy's from Chicago.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
You guys knew
We
that,
had him
right?
on the show last week.
He was on last week.
He when he was working here in Chicago, he and I hung out. That's another night.
Save that for hanging out at the Omni, because again, it's a family show. But one thing Goni wanted me to ask you is, what has Arango or Mike Gold has really done for the cigar industry in Illinois? As far as he's concerned, you guys have done a magnificent job. Would you want to plug a little bit?
Yeah, I do. One of the things that a lot of people are not aware of is the impact that Mike Gold and Arango Cigar Company has had on the anti-tobacco lobbyists. I don't want to say single-handedly, but it's pretty damn close. Mike has taken on more and more of the bureaucratic red tape, so to speak. So I picked up more of his challenges and more of his normal workload, so he can handle the political side of the tobacco industry, not just in Illinois. Of course, Illinois, we have to stay strong, but all over the country.
Oh yeah,
Mike has served on
stuff.
Oh, and
Yeah.
congratulations on the court win the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Figured that out and said you can't.
We won. The Chicago flavor ban was passed, was killed. We were very happy about that.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of things that maybe I should really be talking more about. But you guys should really consider maybe have Mike come on and let him talk about the political side of things.
Well, can you set that up with me? And
Will do.
Love to have him on, and you too. So again, between the two of you, Mike would probably feel a little more comfortable, and that would be great if we can get Mike Gold on and talk about it on a show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
He's really specifically in Illinois. He is the man. He is the anti-tobacco guy, and of course that goes for all over the country. Arango has spent a lot of money, a lot in profits, where other manufacturers that do the kind of money Arango does, by the company they buy Aston Martins or whatever. He actually puts the money back into the business and back into the industry that he loves.
God bless.
How about the states that have ruled against all flavored tobaccos? California, of course, leading the charge. Michigan is another one. Some of the other ones too. How are you guys dealing with that? Because obviously you do business in all states across the entire country. Are you being affected by these particular handful right now of states that are against it, or?
It's really tough to go after each and every state. Certainly, when you set a precedent like we did in Illinois, the other lobbyists can use that and hopefully gain victory in those states. But there's just some states, and you guys know what those states are.
Well, I just mentioned it.
There's more.
I know there's more.
Primarily the blue states are anti-tobacco and anti-gun. So
anti-everything.
It's really an agenda-driven situation, and we were able to prove that in a state. So what these states made a mistake. In our favor, if you're going to make the legal smoking age 21, then to try to pass a flavor ban because it's directed at kids is basically a moot point.
Exactly.
Because you already said you have to be 21 to smoke.
Exactly.
So what it's
Yep.
Well, it's after
so
the vaping.
that's the secret.
It's all the vaping.
Yeah.
The vaping is the killer here.
That was the thing that started all this problem.
No,
No?
it's been going on before then. Vaping, the governments never liked vaping. It wasn't regulated because they weren't getting their money. It wasn't regulated, and we always felt we never got into vaping. We always felt that vaping was like non-tobacco,
Right.
and I'm a tobacco guy, so
Right.
I'm not. I no issues with vape. I don't. But in our business and the type of business we have, Arango Cigar Company was built on the premium tobacconist, a premium brick and mortar, and now of course online is very big. The types of companies that really support the premium tobacco industry, and that's not vape. That's not in our portfolio.
I think the vaping and the roll your own cigarettes with the flavoring, between the flavoring being the base ingredient of the two, that's what brought it into the pipe tobacco and everything. They were trying to keep the kids from doing all the flavored stuff and all that stuff, and it sucked in the cut tobacco and all the stuff that us pipe smokers use. And so
they tried to put it all under one umbrella.
Exactly.
For us gun guys, Clinton did it with the term assault weapon.
Yeah.
Assault. Just a little sidebar. That is a term that only this country is familiar with.
Exactly.
And that term, if you remember, was put together to put all automatic and semi-automatic, although automatic weapons have been illegal for years,
Illegal.
to put all semi-automatic weapons under one umbrella and call it an assault weapon. But an assault weapon really,
Could be
in my
anything.
opinion, doesn't exist.
I know.
It's just a political term.
Yeah, it could be a rock. There you go.
Right. It's like
boomerang.
all the people who thought AR meant assault rifle.
Right.
Like, no, people.
Well, that's a lot of people believe.
Well, we know it's the insurance companies. Let's get down to the brass tacks.
Don't even get me started with
The
that.
All right,
insurance
don't get him
companies,
started. Don't get him started.
they're the ones who have been after tobacco since the late.
Yeah,
60s.
let's face it, tobacco smokers are a higher risk and they don't want to pay out. Why, you know?
Yeah, but you can't just dismiss, tobacco in general. I mean,
Yes, you can.
no, you can't, because
Depends on your mindset.
no, because if you're smoking cigarettes, that's a whole different thing from smoking a cigar or a pipe.
Absolutely.
To a non-smoker,
Well,
It's all,
it's all the same.
it's
It's all the
yeah,
same. That
exactly.
it is. That
You
it
know
is.
what I mean? Hey,
I
when
get
was the last time you saw a 16-year-old hanging out with his buddies smoking a pipe? You haven't seen it.
that was big back in
1967.
Not the tobacco, not the pipe we're all thinking of.
And how many?
I have no idea what they're talking about.
And how many 16-year-olds?
You're a good liar.
How many 16-year-olds are out there dropping $10 a stick for a cigar?
Yeah.
No, that's a fact.
It doesn't happen.
No.
No. And that's one of the arguments, of course.
I mean, well,
Kids do not spend money for these premium tobaccos.
no.
So
Kids meaning what age? Anybody younger than 50? Or are we?
Well,
No. I'm
You know,
kind of teasing, but
teenagers.
not.
I tell you what,
Teenagers.
say anybody less than 18 or less.
18 or less.
yeah.
The ones that everybody cares about.
The high schoolers.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you. So I live in Buffalo Grove, and I'm not in Stevenson District. I'm in BG District. But
Okay.
Stevenson High School is one of the top heroin schools. So they got money.
Just
Kids,
crazy.
kids got money, just so you know.
But they're not buying, a $14 stick.
I'm just saying.
They're buying hits. $5 bags,
You know what's sad is Stevenson's, I think, #1 in Illinois and one of the top high
Really?
schools, period. Yeah.
they
And
are. They're up
it's also one of the, I hate to admit, it's one of the top drug schools too.
Drug
It's
school.
just, it's
Wow.
horrible.
It is because it's money.
Hmm.
But anyway, let's get off of that topic. One more topic before you go. Back in the day, I guess a couple of years ago, you had a wonderful, we were talking about a Scotty earlier. You had a little bit of a trip, didn't you? And didn't you go somewhere special? And who were you?
So Bob, my idea of a trip is a
It's not a
vacation.
much.
You mean it isn't double barrel sunshine?
and it's actually leaving home.
Wow.
Well, let me ask this. Were the Grateful Dead involved?
It could be
A lot of sitar music.
a little window pane involved too.
I got to tell you, I'm a very lucky bald fat man. I really.
It's a start. We all.
Except for Bob, we all fit in.
Hey. I keep my girl in figure.
I have a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful daughters, and I took what I consider to be the trip of a lifetime. It was all business, but I would love to tell you guys as quick as I can my trip.
Don't worry
Go
about it.
ahead. Yeah, you got 1 minute.
Those bags that came from Colombia, you still got them?
I flew into Geneva, Switzerland,
Okay.
where I met Antoine Grenard from Chapuis Camoy. Chapuis Camoy is the manufacturer in St. Claude of Chacombe pipes. Chapuis Camoy put together make Chacombe. For some people might not have known that. He picked me up in Geneva, and his factory in St. Claude's only 1 hour away. So we drove to his factory, and I was able to stay in St. Claude for a couple of days, where I visited the Chacombe factory and the Boots Chocan factory as well.
That had to be amazing.
Yeah.
Had to be amazing.
Wonderful. Also got to visit the Pipe and Diamond Museum, where the Confrérie every year selects somebody. It's kind of like the Doctor of Pipes Award for the Chicago Pipe Club.
Oh, cool.
This is a global organization that gets together and nominates people globally. It wasn't on at the time I was there, but it's held at the Pipe and Diamond Museum there. So it was that was awesome. And then Antoine and I jumped in his car and we drove to Italy, and we drove through the mountains and the Chamonix, and it was just wow, just fantastic. And our destination was the Ascorti factory in Lake Como in Cucciago, Italy.
Beautiful.
And
Nice.
the Ascortis own a compound.
I bet
It's
they
a family, the family compound.
Nice.
And and of course their workshop and their factory and their house is all in the same compound. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. And Antoine and I stayed there overnight. And I was there a few nights, and I got to go visit Lake Como. Just
Beautiful, huh?
Just beautiful.
But to be a pipe maker and to have so much property, you can have a freaking compound.
That is a big ass compound.
You're living life.
The Europeans do it a little differently than we do. It's not all Europeans, but it's typical for the family members to share the family property and the family money. They all kind of put in the same pool, so to speak, so this is like the workshop is for everybody and the housing is for everybody. And I would not want to live that close to my mom and dad, Hey, to each his own.
Well,
If they're letting you live on a compound,
if you're grown up that way,
that's all they know. And Europeans usually the kids do stay with the
Family is tight.
That's
Yes.
Very
tradition.
tight.
They don't leave, But anyway,
If you can just sit there and make pipes all day,
That's what
you
I'm
probably
saying.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
To have a family compound and you're all making pipes.
Yeah,
what a life.
I know.
Life is beautiful.
Life is
Absolutely.
good.
I wouldn't
Life
leave,
is good.
especially that.
It's the same thing with.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I know. It's the same thing with Antoine from. He's the director. The family owns the business. Of course, the members own the business. They don't really have anything to do with the day to day of the business. So, but you understand what I'm trying to say. It's basically his baby, and
He takes care of the rest of his family.
That's pretty much it.
Which is
actually, he has I think he has one or two sisters. They do pretty good for themselves. So it's pretty cool.
Right.
How long did you stay then?
Oh,
till they threw him out.
well, I can't remember. I can't remember what happened after I found the biggest bottle of Jack Daniels ever.
Okay.
Ronnie, do you have that picture that I?
Yes, I showed Bob the picture of the Jack Daniels. Was that just yours, or did you share?
No, so on the Chamonix as a rest stop, they had the largest bottle of Jack Daniels I've ever seen in my life. I had to buy it because
Of course you did. They twisted your
that's
arm.
another on our way to Italy, of course. So we get it there, and so it was kind of funny to have Ascorti and Chacombe and Arango and Jack Daniels. It's a geek fest for pipe guys.
There you go.
how cool is that?
Awesome.
Seriously, to have Antoine from Chacombe in the Ascorti's house, and we're smoking each other's pipes, and it was just tremendous. And of course, they cook spaghetti.
What else? Got the meatballs too, and the salchicha on the side, the eggplant.
You
to
gotta have
start with.
pasta.
The
Pasta with
7
every
meals,
meal.
Yeah. Some Sunday gravy with it, you're all set.
Sauce.
Gravy.
Oh, gravy. That's what the
Gravy's
turkey.
what you put on,
On turkey.
On turkey.
Gravy on turkey.
You're absolutely right.
Thank
That's
you,
it.
Jeff. Well, that's great. Well, listen, buddy.
Hey, by the way, you know where we're going to be Saturday, right?
Yeah, we're at Arlington. You know that, right?
I do know that, but we have some property on a lake, and
Oh, yeah.
we weren't able to get there for July 4th weekend. So we're gonna go there this weekend. I actually took work off Friday, so I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna miss you again.
All right.
And for some of you who know me, for some of you who know me, I'm also a big time martial arts guy. I've been teaching martial arts for a long time.
Plug
and
it.
I just opened my own school yesterday.
Oh,
Yesterday was
did
my
you?
very first
All
class.
right, man. Cheers.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Wow.
So
what nights are you going to do that on? I mean, I know Tuesday nights you with the other school. Are you going to keep the same night?
Right. No, I don't. It's actually it's a very small space in a fitness place, and I'm going to be doing that Mondays and Wednesdays. It's right near where Arango, where I work. I had a wonderful opportunity. The people that own the place know the owners of Arango, so it's one of those opportunities that literally fell into my lap, and I had to take advantage of it.
Plug it.
And,
what's the name? Give the address. How do they get in touch with you? Go for it.
It's called Tora Shinkan Dojo. We do have a page on Facebook. We're going to be meeting on Mondays and Wednesdays from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. It's right in Northbrook, Illinois, in the Sky Harbor area. For those of you who are familiar with that area,
give us an address.
It's sorry,
you have to look it up.
All right,
I wasn't ready.
It's only business yesterday.
Looking it up. It's in fitness. It's in Fitness Hero, and it's 2909 MacArthur Boulevard.
Okay.
Cool.
So there. Thank you.
Yeah, we
I
wish
appreciate
you all
that.
the best
Thank
with
you.
that.
What actually will you be teaching?
Oh, sorry. It's a Aikido.
Aikido, sure. I took Aikido as a kid, long time ago.
I
Really?
did Bro Mackie back in the 70s.
I got that immunization when I was in 6th grade.
It's all pressure points. Pressure points and
Well, I thought it was important to learn something in case I run out of bullets. You never know.
There you go.
Well, you know what? That's the checkpoint. Don't run out of bullets.
Yeah, collect the ammo instead of pipes from now
Years
on.
ago, I had friends of mine who are pretty heavy into Kung Fu. And I remember when he had started, there was these basic exercises that they had to do. And one of them was he made them run. And it was just like you had to keep running and running. And finally, he's like, what is this getting me? I run all the time. I play, we're still kids. And he says, well, you gotta know how to run and keep running, being able to keep running. He said, well, master, what is the point? He said, well, it's very simple. You have your opponent, you figure he's going to beat the shit out of you. He's bigger, more powerful. Let him chase you. And when he gets tired, you turn around and you beat the shit out of him. That's great logic. So run.
Run, Forrest, run. Yes, grasshopper.
It's funny. It's funny you say that. My dad taught me something like that. My dad died when I was very young, but he was in the Korean War. And he always told me that you always go for the biggest guy and you go for the knees.
There you go. That's it.
Take them off the ground. That's
There
it.
you
The
go.
bigger they are, the harder they fall, right?
Hope they hit the temple when they go down. But anyway.
Thank you for letting me share that. It's been pretty on my mind and pretty exciting for me. So yeah.
It should be.
Lots of luck with it, Josh.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So let me ask you, July is almost over. When do you start your Tuesday night? Because I like to get Mike Gold and you on a Tuesday show.
Yes.
There's no Tuesdays anymore. I'm all yours.
Oh, you're not with the other
No.
place anymore.
Oh, great.
No, I resigned from the other place, and this was all just in the past couple weeks, and so I'm just doing this on Mondays and Wednesdays. If this works out and the group grows, it's kind of small for a bigger group, or I'm still actively looking for maybe a little bit bigger of a space if it all works out. So
Okay. Well, congrats. Oh, that's awesome.
This is open to all age groups, right?
No, just adults. Just adults.
Okay, very good.
At least for now. I have to be very careful. Screening and cleaning is very important. We're trying to stay 6 feet apart and be respectful of the CDC and IDPH guidelines. And
Kind of hard to show somebody moves 6 feet apart, you know?
Yeah, we're not doing any touch right now, unfortunately, but we do a lot of weapons. There's a lot of weapons work, so and a lot of empty hand, non-touch stuff. So there's plenty to do.
Very good.
Hey,
Okay.
Bobby, if you talk to Ronnie real nice, he might sign your permission slip and you could go.
There you go.
That's a possibility.
If he drives at night.
But I need a ride.
Anyway, Josh, thank you. Thank you very much for
Thank you,
coming on
Josh.
board.
Yes, Josh.
It was
Thank you
super.
for having me.
Good to hear from you.
And we definitely are looking forward to you getting back to me about Mike, so we
Will
can
do.
have you on a Tuesday night, because we definitely would love to have Mike Gold on and see what's going on and see how his fight with Washington is going for us, the tobacconists, the smokers, the cigar guys. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
And we'd like for you to get on too, be with him if that's okay.
Yeah, maybe we could do something at Arlington or something like that. You know,
That
because
would be good.
Arlington Pipe's in our backyard, of course. So
Okay.
it doesn't have to be. Just a suggestion. You
Well,
know.
we'll talk to Chris and Jen down there and Ryan and work out a date that we can come do a promo down there.
And we have, you know, I don't know if you know, we're moving our club meetings there too.
Good.
So-
You should.
So
Just saying.
maybe you can attend a couple.
I promise. I promise. I will.
All right. All
I'm
right.
excited to learn more about Scorty doing more plays.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you got to see the crop we just cut in. I have not seen him do shapes like this before.
Well,
They're
maybe
really-
you can bring them with you.
Are they available now?
Was that an offer for lunch tomorrow?
That's what I was doing most of the day, was actually posting them up on our website. Every single
Oh, really?
Scorty, every single Scorty I take a picture of and post it on our website.
What's the website, folks? Get a paper and pen. Get the website here.
It's Arango Cigar Co.com. ARANGO Cigar Co.com. You guys are all welcome to please come and check out our website. Again, we do not sell to consumers. You will be able to see everything we have. You won't be able to see the prices. You won't be able to place an order until you register. And please don't bother registering unless you're a retailer. But
How about club members? The Chicago Pipe, you know, come
Yeah,
on.
but we got your number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Chris. You know, we know somebody.
Some kind of special
absolutely, absolutely.
Anyway, hey,
Thank you, Josh.
if you like, we can stay on and you can listen to the next segment called Stump the Chooch with Cousin Frank. If you're into some laughs and some stupidity and, you know, that kind of stuff. But this is the pipe, folks. It's a brand
Nice.
new pipe. Yeah, it's really good. This is from RNA Treasures. It's brand new. Nice deep bowl.
Medium size.
Yeah, medium size.
size.
Nice thick walls on it. It's a nice piece of
it's thick,
briar.
as you can see. Okay.
Classic billiard shape.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Would you like to join and listen to Frank's questions of the day?
I would.
There
All
you go.
right.
If
All
that's
right.
okay.
And I have to put my graphic up. There it is.
There you
On
go.
this
On
day-
this day in history. Oh, nice one, Frank.
Oh, wow. This is
Ooh.
really getting fancy.
Wow,
now.
he's been
Oh,
working
yeah, you
hard,
know.
man.
Look at the graphics
He's
on
earning
this.
his money.
He really is.
You know, all I got is this. This is it. From the church.
This is my Great
He
Lakes
came in
Smoke
last week
Stick
looking
shirt.
for a raise.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got a raise. Look, you got a shirt.
You
I
got
got my shirt. This is the shirt they gave me, Josh, as you can tell.
All right, folks. Just a little explanation here for the newbies, Frank. What basically is going to happen right now is Cousin Frank is going to ask the three chooches, that will be Bob, myself, and Kyle behind the screens, what basically happened in this day in history. He's going to try to stump us and make us look like a bunch of chooches, which sometimes we are, and sometimes we surprise him. But at the end, about 3 or 4 questions, he will say, folks, the audience, this is for you. The winner will basically, if you have the answer for this pipe, you need to go on Facebook and type in the answer as quickly as possible.
in the allocated amount of time. And
Yeah,
you'll
we
hear the
give you
music.
about a minute, basically. I
And Vanna White is not part of that.
mean, yes, Andre, we do have your address. I do have it. Remember, I go once a month. And that's not to the bathroom either. So anyway, Here we go, folks. Get yourself ready. Listen to what Frank asks us, and then he will ask you for ready?
Yep.
Go ahead, Frank. In this day in
Take it
history.
away.
I just there I am. I'm back.
Hey.
No, that's your front.
That's my.
You don't want to see his back.
You don't want to see my backside yet. All right. Around, I like to say this day in history might have been a day before, or next day, maybe this week. I'm not exact because history isn't always exact. It's up for interpretation at times. So, around this date in history, back in 1099.
1099.
1099. So, Bob, this is right around the year you were born.
That's it.
Yeah. So, Bob might have an edge
Good answer.
over everyone here.
Templar Knights.
Jerusalem.
Okay, Jesus.
Bing, 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 bing.
It's pronounced
Falls
Jesus.
to who?
Jesus.
Jesus, Jerusalem. Listen, Jerusalem falls to who?
Josh, if you want to answer this, feel free. Go ahead.
Romans. No, it would be the Romans added long before that.
Fell to
And
who?
it's almost
1099.
It's almost too early for the Ottomans.
1099. Jerusalem falls to
I wish
the
there was an Ottoman.
Crusaders, guys. To the Crusaders.
Okay.
The Crusaders.
All right.
All right.
Andre the Christians. You were close. Began with a C.
Well, hey, Andre disqualifies himself now because he answered wrong. So that's his answer.
It was Muslim at the time. There we go. All right.
All right.
Andre, relax a little bit. This is still for us. I know you want this pipe, but hold on.
He's dying. He's dying.
He's dying big time, man. You
Can't wait.
He's watching. He's got to go back and watch soccer right now. Go watch soccer. See who scores. Let's go, and then come back. Good.
All right.
The Crusaders are the Christians, by the way.
We'll move up. We'll move up a couple of hundred years to 1789.
Oh, okay, that's in Bob's territory.
Yeah.
1789.
Absolutely.
The electors of Paris set up what? To live without the authority of the government. What did they set up? The electors of Paris. What did they set up? To live without the authority
laws
of
without
government.
taxes, right?
No.
1789. Bob, you should know this one.
Taxes without representation.
I'm going to give you a hint.
Guillotine.
It wasn't toilets.
Bernie.
They weren't around yet.
Bernie was part of one when he was younger.
Socialist Party.
No. They set up a commune.
Oh,
commune.
There we go.
I thought you would get that one. You know, boy.
I was thinking weekend at Bernie's.
Oh God, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Great movie.
All you have to
Instead
do
of Bernie, they're going to call it Joe Biden.
Yeah, all you have to do is watch Biden on stage.
Sorry, no
Biden.
political. Go ahead, next.
Go ahead.
That wasn't political.
That was stating a fact.
Weekend at Joe's.
Yeah.
I like it.
No fake news there. Go ahead.
All right. In 1806, we're moving up another maybe 20 years from there. Lieutenant Zebulon Pike begins what?
Star Trek.
That was Captain.
The Enterprise. It takes off for the first time.
In the hover chair.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't Commander Pike. This is Lieutenant Zebulon Pike.
Oh, that's his grandfather. Fourth generation.
That was the galaxy, the Zebulon galaxy, right?
All right, I'll move on. Listen, this is for the pipe. You guys, I stump you with every question. I can't give you any more.
Oh, you're gonna give a pipe already? That's it?
Go right for it. Go ahead.
No. I'll give you one more. You guys want to hear one more?
Go ahead.
I'll give you one more. One more I'll give you.
All right, one more. We want to feel stupid.
Let's see if we can get anything tonight.
I think you might get. All right. On this date in history, 1960,
Okay.
This person accepts the Democratic nomination for president.
JFK.
Oh, finally. See, I got to spoon feed you.
Oh, whoa. All right. All right.
All right, so this is it. This is for the pipe.
This is for the pipe.
Get ready, Andre. I know you're ready. 1 minute. Kyle, put the music on. By the way, Kyle, we got to do some sponsor stuff. We blew right by our sponsors tonight.
Well, he's got to give the question before the music comes on. So.
Yeah.
You did what to your sponsors?
What's that?
What did you do to your sponsors?
We didn't advertise them tonight.
We didn't talk about them tonight.
We were so deep in conversation with you.
We got sidebarred.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead, Frank. This is it.
All right, here we go. This is going to be a two-parter.
A two-parter.
Jeez.
But we're only giving one pipe away, so.
Yes. They have to get both of these parts correct in order to win the pipe. Again,
Okay.
I don't like giving away pipes.
One guy gets the stem, and the other one gets
Exactly.
and then they make a deal between each other.
On this day back in 1863, this Confederate raider and his band of
Gypsy.
blank
Mm-hmm.
in Huntsville, Missouri, stole X amount of dollars from the local bank. So this Confederate raider, there's three parts here, actually. Three parts. Three parts. This Confederate raider and his merry men who were also called something. They were called something. Attacked a Huntsville, Missouri local bank, and they stole X amount of dollars from it.
Robin Hood.
Wait, I want to remind you, this is Stump the Chooch, not Stump the Historian.
Well, I got Andre out there looking up everything. You know, I need to make this a little bit more difficult.
Was it Quantrell?
Oh, you're allowed to look up stuff?
Well, that's why.
Oh, that's how you look it up. That's how we only give it a minute because they got Alexa next to him saying,
because no one knows history anymore.
Do the question one more time. Kyle, hit the music and let it run.
One more time. Around this date in 1863, this Confederate raider and his members, who were also known as something, attacked a Huntsville, Missouri bank, stealing X amount of money. So I need to know how much money they stole, who the raider was, and what his group of people were called.
Merry men.
Hey,
Men in tights.
Yeah, that's right, Frank. This isn't a Dunhill. Or a Peterson or a 750.
All right. I'll give you one of the elements of this. So I'll only make it two things that you need to actually say. This Confederate raider named, I'm not giving you the name, and his bushwhackers attacked.
Bushwhackers.
The bushwhackers. They're not merry men. They're bushwhackers.
The bushwhackers. Yep.
Huntsville, Missouri, stealing X amount of dollars from a local bank.
Hey, was that Whistle Dick McGillicuddy?
That's not for us. That's for the audience.
So they were bushwhackers.
Jeff says, Whistle Dick McGillicuddy.
Audience, you got to play. Kyle, hit the music. We're running out of time.
God, I'm glad when I don't like giving away pipes that easily.
We noticed.
Really?
I noticed.
Well,
what do you think? I was going to give him the who was nominated for the Democratic nomination in 1960.
Wait a minute. Who's on first?
What's on second?
The way you're going, I'm thinking you're going to ask us how much money he had.
Well, that's how much he wants to know how much he took.
How much did he steal?
It's a record
I want
number
to
of
know how
money.
much they stole.
Was it in Confederate money or Union?
Was it George Washington's White Horse?
All right, Frank. I think
All right.
The whole crowd died out on you in that one. There's no audience at all.
That's good. I like when I kill my prey.
Oh, you killed them big time.
Wow, nobody got that
Okay,
in.
1863. On this date in history, or this week in history, because obviously it probably took them a couple of days to get this done. Confederate raider Bill Anderson and his bushwhackers attacked Huntsville, Missouri, stealing 45 grand from the local bank. That was a lot of money.
Back then it was. It's like 4.5 million.
It is now.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It is now.
Nobody but a historian would have got there.
Well, that's why you have me asking the questions.
I just wanted to be part of the bushwhackers.
That's a 70s thing. Never mind.
That's right. That was a different kind of bush.
Right? Nobody trimmed back then.
They don't exist anymore.
No.
Well, back then Near was big too, so they killed the bush.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, Kyle, are you there? It's a yes or
I
no.
think Kyle just disappeared, man.
There you go.
Kyle?
Everybody, this is what you guys look like today. Me and my chooches.
Yep.
Busy
That's
putting
it.
eye
That's
drops
three,
in.
and that's you in the back. Kyle, can we do a couple of our sponsors, if you don't mind? We usually do that a lot earlier, but we're going to catch
Is he
a break.
still awake?
Yeah, he's there. He's in the background. Kyle, who do we have as our first sponsor?
Kyle?
We have-
Kyle left he's left the building.
I think he just took a bathroom break.
Lizard skin, Barkley Lounge.
He's back in the boxer pants. All right.
I got eye
Maybe
drops
he's taking
in.
a break. He's training the lizard.
No, no choking chicken here.
I've got
So
eye
anyway-
drops in, so I can't see the screen too well right now.
Okay. Well, let's talk about our first one, folks. The Chicago Pipe Club is one of our sponsors, and we do meet once a month. Take a look at our Facebook page, and also
He said he's driving.
look at our website. We'll give you all the information. We're always looking for new members. No matter where you are around the world, we're looking for members to join us.
Yes, we
And
are.
it's a great bunch of people. We have a great time with each other. And we'll be working a lot of knowledge.
We know everybody.
We just don't know our history, but
Well, it is what it is.
We get together for pipes.
But we do get together with pipes and we talk a lot about tobaccos. And we are going to be working very hard to give you a 2021 Chicago Pipe Club show. So
And for
one of our
November,
sponsors.
we're giving away Winnebago.
There's a possibility. We'll talk about that. Our next sponsor is DAV Cigars from New York City, Dominican Republic Cigars, run by good friends of ours, Val and Armin. DAV Cigars, take a look at them, folks. Good line, a great lineup for you. And, of course, we talked to them a couple of times tonight, RNA Treasures from Tampa, Florida. Get on their websites. They run a big special today, $3. $3 for a pipe like this that's unfinished. You can't beat that, folks. If you're a newbie or if you want
a corn cob costs more than that.
Yeah,
These are brighter pipes.
That pipe looks finished to me.
It is.
This one is.
And then
They
it's
have,
5 times longer than a corn cob.
Hell yeah.
Yep. They have unfinished ones that if you are a little handy and you like to do yourself, like Bob, you can finish them yourself, stain them yourself.
Yeah,
They're fabulous.
Because we don't know. Like Bob has like 5, 6 pink pipes that he's finished pink.
But he doesn't tell us about that. Yeah. Pink it is.
You forgot the polka dots.
So anyway,
The dots are hard.
yeah. Hey, one last thing we're going to be talking about is a new product. We talked to you guys last week about it. We're going to get a little more information. But if you keep your eyes open for our new sponsors, it's called the Bourbon Bullet. There's 3 different flavors in here that basically you can put in your any bottle, rye or bourbon, and you can see there's one in there right now. This one in the bottle of Heaven's Door, Bob Dylan line. You can see it. We laid it in there. unbelievable.
It really
just
changes the whole taste.
unbelievable.
It's pretty amazing.
It just really brings that flavor to a whole nother level. So we'll be talking to you more about that next week. They're all going to be our new sponsors. So
Are you going to drink? Are you going to drink that on the rocks or neat?
Well, we've been drinking it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's going. There's not much left. But I have to get a new bottle. But anyway, folks.
Not bad, right?
Again, for anybody in the local Chicago area, this Saturday night, 7 o'clock, go to Arlington Heights Pipe and Cigar Shop in Arlington Heights. The Chicago Pipe Club will be having our meeting there. Come join us. It's free. Come talk to our members. If you don't know anything about pipes or tobacco, we will have a pipe and tobacco here for you, and we'll teach you. And if you do like pipes and tobacco, come on in, join us. We'd love to meet you.
And if
One last
for newbies, we even give little kits away, so you can get yourself a pipe and some tobacco and try it.
Oh, look, Arango. You even get an Arango.
Wow,
Woo!
look.
The most famous hat in the world.
So, and by the way, what this packet really is, to be honest with you, we are taking collections of pipe paraphernalia and cigars. We are going to get a collection, a package for our military men and women across the seas there. Jerry Feliciano is running Briar Nation. And in September or October, because they're moving from where they are, I can't tell you that. But as soon as they settle, we're going to package off pipes, cigars, and everything for our wonderful military personnel. Yep. If you have anything, please bring it to our show. If you want to send anything,
mail it in to us. We'll make sure that they get it.
Contact the Chicago Pipe Club. Contact Great Lakes on Facebook, or our email address is Great Lakes Smokeshow at AOL.com. Let's never forget our military, red, white, and blue.
Take care.
Amen. Amen.
Take care of us. Exactly. So anyway, we want to thank you very much. Oh, Randy Rivera just jumped on.
Hey, Randy.
Randy from RNA Treasures is on. We just finished plugging you, Randy. Thank you very much for the smokes. We gave away one of your pipes tonight. We want to thank you.
No, we didn't tonight.
We didn't give it away.
We didn't give it tonight. We offered to give it away, but nobody got the question. But again, RNA Treasures is our sponsor. And get on their Facebook page. Get on their website. These guys are amazing. They are out there to basically help you get more involved in your pipe
And you
world.
can't beat the prices. I mean, really.
No.
Like I said before, you can't even buy a corn cob for $3.
That's incredible.
And you get a Briar, a really good pipe, and get on their website. That's all I can say, man. These guys are great.
You got a lawn mowing pipe. You got a work on your car pipe.
You got any kind of pipe, but they have so much more to offer that there's too much for you to talk about. But RNA Treasures, LLC, Tampa Bay, Florida. Meet up with these guys. Give them a call. They will take care of you.
They're
and
on
guide
Facebook, and check out their website as well. Good people.
All right.
Really good people.
Thank you very much.
From all of us to all of you, Josh, thank you once again.
You, Josh.
You have a
Thank
great
you.
one. I'll wait for
Hopefully
you
we'll
to
see you
call
soon.
me. Yeah.
And we'll talk to you soon, too, on the air again.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would love that. Thank
Have
you
a good
very
time
much.
with your family up at the
lake. Enjoy.
Thank you. And thank you for all you guys
What time
do.
is the barbecue? I'm sorry.
Rob invited us.
On Sunday.
Medium rare, please.
I'll take the lobster tails. So anyway,
Good night, guys.
thank you,
Take
Frank.
care, buddy.
Good night, Kyle. Thanks
Thank you.
a lot for all the technical work in the back. We'll see you next time here at the Great Lakes Pipe Smoke Cigar Show. Whatever you want to say, we do it all.
You forgot the name
Take
of the
care.
show, didn't you?
Great Lakes. Great Lakes Pet Shop.
Bye, guys. Kyle, feel better.
Good night.
So long.
Take care. Bye.